Hello. Hey guys, it's Winterus. And today I'm going to show you some cannon designs I've been fiddling with. But right now, this was an experiment to see if I could make like an automatic cobblestone harvester. These lines would be made by a generator and pushed through. Then you'd have a mob spawner put creepers in here, and you'd like stand here and they'd run up to you and explode, and you'd be wearing armor obviously, and that'd break the cobblestone, drop them down into the water, and you'd collect cobblestone. It's obviously inefficient since explosions destroy most of the blocks they break instead of dropping them. But you know, it would be completely automatic and it wouldn't cost you anything except time. Unfortunately, creepers, like, when they explode, they'll only break, like, you know, a couple of blocks like that sort of thing, and obviously that's basically nothing. Wait a second. I had lapis blocks there. Madness! Okay, that is cool. That is real cool. That's the new feature. When you do the middle click thing to select the block you're pointing at, it actually, if it's not in your bar, it'll actually switch the block you've got selected to the one you're pointing at. I thought it was like a separate key. Anyway, what? I did it on the slime and it gave bedrock. That's just weird. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to... Alright, so, first of all, this was an experimental cannon design. I had the idea that since the explosion of TNT projects, you know, other TNT blocks. What the hell? Oh, there's a slime in there. I'm going to turn it onto peaceful. Since the explosion of a TNT block doesn't require resistance of like an object behind it in order to project something like it would in real life, I figured, why not try and shoot the cannon up in the air? And I'll show you this in action. This is a failed experiment, but it did show me how to do it properly. So, that one goes first, that one goes second. Both fired up into the air. One explodes, pushes the other. It pushed it a tiny bit there, but not very much. And the other then explodes. Now this bloody masterpiece of a thing here is an indirect cannon. It is an indirect aerial cannon. It fires the cannon up in the air and then indirectly hits things. Now, this is how you load it. Do the standard thing there, open up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are the projectiles. The ones at the one at top is the propellant. These four are all the same projectile, except they are like one tick apart. Yeah, they're one tick apart. So that you get 4 exploding in like a little clump, jumping around a little bit, just because otherwise you would be using 7 TNT to propel 1 TNT. Actually, it's more than 7, it's 10. 10 TNT to propel 1 TNT. And I figure, why not add a little bit more to the projectile, make it a little more destructive, and also a little more efficient. So, this one uses one less TNT propellant because that sign's just to prevent me placing TNT next to the lever. Because this cannon is obviously significantly higher, and then that gets them at a good positioning together. I had to make this one higher up to have them close enough for it to fire. Anyway, so this is fully loaded. Alright? These just allow you to put them in. You could use normal pistons here, but I just figured why not use sticky pistons with the block. Okay, so... Oh yeah, this is the aiming lever. When it's up, the shot will be angled a bit more up. When it's down, it will be angled a bit more down. And this is a change in the delay of the projectile fuse, which it's a 1 tick difference between when this whole cannon is triggered. So these and those will change by 1 tick, and that's just to do with changing its position when the propellant charge explodes in the air. Okay, and this wall extends 10 blocks above the very top of this. This huge barrel extension isn't strictly necessary, but I just figured why not even it up, because it'd look nicer and, I don't know, probably be safer. Now, I should have made this out of obsidian, but I've made it out of lapis, and I blew it up more times than I would have liked to. And the rest's history. Okay, so let's fire it. Now, because there's a fair bit of TNT, it chugs a little bit. It can shoot over a wall 10 blocks higher than the mouth of the cannon. And as you can see, it propelled it quite far. So I'm very, very proud of this machine. I think it is a fantastic success. And could be applied in some very interesting ways. So I'll shoot it a couple more times. And it's fairly consistent in where it lands. Not horrendously so, but it's not like completely random. It's only a little bit random, like all cannon are. And once again, the fence elevates the thing so that it's partially inside the firing tube, meaning it can't stray outside. And also, the small hitbox of the fence means more rays from the propellant TNT hit the projectiles, meaning they're propelled better. Okay. Another downward shot. Beautiful. And now I'll shoot it up and show you what difference it makes. And it is a very big difference. So this is a 1 tick delay. As you can see, it goes quite high. Now, if you were to use something like that, you could have this in the bottom of the ocean or something, and have it firing through water, and that would, if you got it right, it would hit the surface. Or you could have it in a chasm firing at sea level. Or something like that. Could be applied in very interesting ways, like having TNT rain on top of you in an adventure map past walls that you can't see past. So it's a completely invisible cannon, instead of just having them drop on your head or something. Now, yeah, that with the high shot is a little bit more random, because obviously the TNT is like zooming past the detonation point when the propellant detonates, meaning that the slight randomness of where it is more has more of an effect, because it means it changes the angle significantly, whereas the low shot, it changes it only very slightly. Now, that's basically all there is to it. I probably built this a bit inefficiently, but I did try and refine the design a lot. I've got so yeah, this button triggers the wire. Those go through the toggle. This only affects those. You've got some delay there. This wire triggers all the propellant. These delay, and then you've got a different delay on each of the projectiles. Okay. You could, if you wanted, have a lot of projectiles in there, but you need to make sure they are all down the bottom when it detonates, or they don't go very high and they get stuck in the tube and stuff. And I put the longer delay on the lower ones because the top ones obviously need to reach the bottom, and they're more likely to do that if they have a shorter delay. Anyway, this top cannon wire goes up here. Once again, the lever only controls that. This wire triggers all three of the propellant. This delays, and then I've just got a similar setup, triggering all of those at the same time. This does not affect the one in here, but it would if there was one there, but there isn't normally. I did originally have this wire going around here, and that was causing explosions in the tube, and that blew the cannon up 3 or 4 times before I figured it out, which was hilarious, and the lever wasn't powering it at that point because it had it in a different spot. But yeah, that was a pain in the ass. So yeah, you just have to be very careful when you're working with more complex designs like this, because mishaps can happen very easily. Now, I've got a couple more experimental designs, and I'll get to them now. First of all, this is an experiment in having the projectile TNT shoot in several different arcs. It's not particularly effective, and the wiring is all over the place, but it is a good proof of concept and led me to the creation of the next one, which is fantastic in my opinion, or at least pretty good. Okay, so first of all, I'll show how it works. I'll show the effect. So, 3 TNT projectiles. These don't actually hit the ground. They are shot out before they do, so they all fly at different angles. Yeah. And then this is triggered before these ones, meaning this pushes the rest of them forward. That was to try and get a higher parabolic arc of fire, in order to make it more of a mortar. And as you can see, it's a nice looking effect. Not particularly powerful, but interesting to look at. And I'll just show from the front. And it is highly random as well, because these, when they detonate, when they ignite, they're not restrained, so they can fly this direction or this direction a little bit, meaning they do what they want. I do what I want. Okay. That one shouldn't be there. Now, hey. And I timed it so that clumping charge detonates precisely before these. It was a bit tricky to get that, but it worked. Now I'll show you without the clumping charge. I'm not even sure if the clumping charge makes it better or worse, but you know, it was just an experiment. Yeah, as you can see, that's much further. Well, I'll do a couple more just to assure that it isn't just randomness doing that. But yeah, it is a fairly significant difference. Yeah, there's more power in that. If I, instead of using this, used a sine, I think that would have a similar effect, because the half slab would be soaking up some of the TNT rays, reducing the propulsion. Oh, that could happen, which I did not even consider, because they were not physically obstructed. They left the water stream and blew things up. Well, that was dumb. And I'll just do another shot. And if it explodes again, I won't bother fixing it. Yeah, that's how it should be. So, pretty nice effect. Now this is taking that and adding a bit of spread into it. The design is much cleaner, and the absence of 3 TNT on top of each other means the triggering system can be a hell of a lot smaller and less ridiculous. I also thought that straightening this might help, because I was having some, having some perceived problems where the blocks surrounding the TNT were actually influencing the trajectory. Like, for example, this redstone, I'm pretty sure this is actually having an effect on the rays from the propellant. Some of them will be hitting that tiny little hitbox, and not hitting the projectiles as a result. So this works on the same principle. These do not touch the ground. They are shot out while they're still in the air, meaning they spread out. And yeah. So this is how you load it. Then you fire it. Now I made this all nice and practical to fire. Now huge spread. Yeah, this redstone, I'm pretty sure that the right hand side is slightly less powerful. It's obviously tricky to tell. It could just be to do with the directional bias of the TNT's initial velocity when it's ignited, but I don't know. Ah, damn it. Alright, it's over there. I won't go into the inventory screen and put it in there. Just go over there. Much simpler and slower. And I'll put one there for future reference. So, I'll show you a couple of shots. I find this works better with 4 propellant instead of 5. Got a nice little platform here. Yeah, as you can see, the one on the right looked a fair bit closer. It's also very quick to load. One's on the right, once again, a fair bit closer. Now this whole huge cone, almost, was damage caused by this cannon. Fired at various powers and things. Those were out there just as like little targets to see where I could hit. Let's show with 3. And I think any less than 3 is probably a bad idea. I'll try it with 2. But yeah, as you saw there, when you've got it at lower powers, some of them sort of clump in the middle, which is an interesting effect. I think it's to do with the lack of... I actually don't know. Hold on, I'll try it like this. Okay. Yeah, the lower the power, I don't think it's to do with the positioning of the propellant. The lower the power of the shot, the less they spread out. I think it's very strange. Now, it's interesting to look at how these TNT interact with... Oh wait, I should put in the propellant so it doesn't blow everything up. How they interact with each other. As you can see, the ones on the top, not having any space to go upward, they go straight down. And these ones, because they're triggering at the same time as the top row, don't collide with the ones above them, so they go up a little, as all TNT does when it's triggered. Meaning these ones go straight down and end up actually lower than the bottom row. If I were to remove this top thing, that wouldn't be the case. I'm not going to do that though, because I'm not sure if it'll blow everything up. And I don't want to repair this thing. So I'll try it with 2. And hope it get my water ready. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Now, oops. Now, let's just look at which are the ones that are not spreading out. That didn't really give us a good view. Let's just try the top row. So those are spreading out heaps. Damn it. My mouse feels a little choppy today for some reason. Maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, it's the bottom ones. For some reason, at lower powers, they don't spread out as much. I really don't know why. And I'll sleep again. My little redstone bed. Simpler than pumpkins, doesn't collide, meaning it's more practical. Now, this last one was a complicated and interesting experiment to do with a mortar lobbing a shell. Now, what happens when I push this? Right? As you can see, those retract twice. This is where the projectile goes. This is where the propellant goes. You can put in up to 7, but obviously 7 makes it go really far. Now, how it works is these come straight down. Now, I didn't want a front row on here to restrict them, because obviously that makes loading hard. And it sort of gets in the way of the explosions of the TNT, meaning I have to make it higher so they fall down and aren't blocked. The rays from the TNT when they explode there aren't blocked from the projectile. And once again, this one, the projectile does not make contact with the floor. These retract initially so that these can go down into the water instead of landing on top of that. And they retract again because they retract the tick after this projectile TNT is triggered, meaning it has no space to move to the side, but it is also getting maximum fuse time. It is being fired like literally the tick after it triggers, or 2 ticks after it triggers, meaning it has the absolute maximum fuse length it can have while it's in flight. Effectively the maximum. So the wiring on this is a little more complicated, because obviously it's up there, it takes up quite a bit of space. So this is the fuse of the projectile. So you push the button, it goes there's a wire there, it goes up. Okay, then these repeaters hit that, transmit down. This triggers the projectile, this wire goes down, triggers that, and then there's redstone there, and that retracts the pistons. Yeah, so you see they retract twice. Now the length of the retracting doesn't matter because they just need to be out of the way at the right times. And then this wire goes up, triggers all these TNT. It's fairly lame wiring, but it gets the job done. Could probably have been done better, but it's really tricky to do. And this wire, there you go. It has a wire down there. Whoops. That triggers that torch. Effectively. Not effectively, that's what it does. Damn it. Okay. No. There we go. Cool. Yeah, that's all dusted. Okay, so... Oh, wait, I had this repeater on maximum, I think. Okay, so let's just, test it out. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. This blue block is to signal this is the lowermost loading spot. Let's remove that. Yep. Sweet. Okay, so now we'll... Damn it! Now we'll do a couple of shots. So, first of all, I'll do it with 3. 3 is like the lowest power you want, so as you can see... Actually, no, maybe 2 is. So as you can see, it's all timed very closely. And which TNT and the propellant you use doesn't matter because they all fall down. One probably wouldn't go very far and it might risk blowing things up. Okay, so 4. That didn't go much further. Yeah, it's a little bit random. Yeah, that was much further. And that's like the maximum power that it actually touches the ground, crazily. So, pistons do that. Bam. Oh wait, maybe not. Yeah, that's the randomness. It is the exact positioning of all these TNT varies because they have space to move out this way, meaning the exact force exerted on the projectile varies quite significantly. Now let's do it with 7. Madness. Madness. Way far. It exploded 10 meters in the air, maybe. And yeah, this is very complicated. this system with the restriction of the projectile, I'm not actually sure if that could have been done better. I think this might be the most effective way of doing it, if not the most efficient way of wiring it. And madness, I tell you. It is an insane machine, highly impractical, but it is a good experiment. This and the indirect aerial cannon are the stars of this show. They are the most functional, most practical cannon designs of these handful. This one obviously is good for bombarding an area with explosions. So in a PvP match, this would be good for attacking an enemy fortress or something, or even just defending your own if people are running across an open field. This one is less practical, but you can use it to, for example, shoot over a wall or shoot from underground. Yeah, this is effectively just two well-timed firework cannon put together. I think it's genius. So, yeah, that's it. But first, I will do a firework display because it's fun. It's not fun to load them though, it takes a fair while. Hey. Alright, last one. Last one. Hey. Wrong. Alright, I'll wait until night before I do that. Shapow! Oh, and I did fix this up. I'm not sure if I showed this actually firing successfully in another video, but it's interesting. So I'll... As you can see, the pistons push it into the middle. Alright, into the sunset. Boosh! So cool. I wish you could make sparkly explosions. That'd be really good. Even if they, like, didn't damage anything, just set things on fire. That'd be so cool. This thing was crap. So, yeah, that is it for today, guys. I gotta do it. I gotta fire this one. How? Oh, that was cool. One launched away from the clump. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Snooze.